My name is Pragna from IB Bio and IB Sports. For this project, I contributed mostly in the research component, focusing on the company's claim and the evidence supporting it. I also helped in the voiceover and the video outline. What drew me to this topic is how relevant it was to us. As students, we always seek to improve our study habits for school, and with a company like Lumosity claiming to be able to improve our cognitive ability in the form of an app, it was really intriguing to me to figure out if it worked.
My name is Isa and I'm from IB Sports Science. For this project, I contributed mostly to research and focusing on the scientific evidence going for and against Lumosity's claim and the voiceover for the video. This topic really appealed to me as cognitive gaming has always been a field I've been interested in. With school and extracurricular activities, I'm always looking for ways to improve my memory. Lumosity seemed to provide a solution, but I want to know if their games really work and had scientific evidence to back up their claims.
My name is Hera and I'm in IB Physics. I contributed research, animations, the mind map, and editing of the video. My interest in this project comes from the fact that I myself am making an educational game and I was wondering about the positive aspect of gaming that's not shown in the media.
Ever think your life would be perfect if only you could remember better, or think quicker, or just be smarter? Lumosity can help, or so they say. Lumosity claims to be a, quote, personal trainer for your brain, improving your performance with the science of neuroplasticity, unquote. Their games can supposedly help you be quicker, sharper, concentrate better, and remember more.
Lumosity is a company that focuses on the brain, specifically ways to improve brain functions. They attempt to take the science and neurology of how the brain works and turn it into a game. These games are known as cognitive games, in which the intention of the games are to improve the functions of the brain. The main goal of Lumosity is to help people and keep their brains constantly challenged. They created a simple online tool that allows anyone to trade their cognitive core abilities from neuroscience to visual art. Cognitive training is still a relatively new field, which means there is room to explore and research. However, there may be a reason why this market has never been previously tapped into or worked, because there is no science that backs it up. The promise of brain-changing games is hard to resist. Who doesn't want to improve memory, thinking, and having fun while doing it? The main conflict that Lumosity had presented was whether their cognitive games actually worked or was it just a scam? Lumosity did heavily promote the idea of neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life. Neuroplasticity allows the neurons, the nerve cells, in the brain to compensate for injury, disease, and adjust their activities in response to new situations and changes in the environment.
Lumosity has repeatedly tried to prove their claims through their published papers from their team and HCP collaborators, which they have disclosed to the public in their website. The page features several studies from 2011 to 2015 that test a variety of subjects in various ways, all attempting to prove the positive effects of their brain training. One of the studies used 49 exercises, each targeting a variety of cognitive processes, to test the impacts of Lumosity's app. The study found that participants assigned to the treatment group, which included Lumosity, improved significantly more in neuropsychological performance than the control group. The treatment was shown to have improved, quote, sounds pretty convincing. Studies demonstrate that Lumosity has the ability to improve certain cognitive processes for all age groups, and although certain cognitive abilities remain unaffected by the apps, Lumosity uses these studies to validate their claims of being able to better cognitive performance as a whole. With all of these claims and evidence, their argument seems foolproof. Except Lumosity has previously paid a $2 million fine for wrongful advertisement. Although they have changed their claim since then, they continue to claim that they can better your cognitive ability. So the question still remains, do brain training games actually strengthen the mind? Or is it just another marketing gimmick, trying to use large words to gain a loyal audience? We intend to find out.
A recent study was conducted by neuroscientists Joseph Cable and Karen Lerman. They had one group who played stimulating online video games that weren't aimed at improving thinking and memory, and another group which did play stimulating online video games that were aimed at improving thinking and memory. In addition to studying choice behavior, the researchers also looked for signs of basic improvement in cognitive performance. The results were disappointing. At the end, they found that there was no effect on brain activity, no effect on cognitive performance, and no effect on decision making.
The problem with the studies that have conclusions that support Lumosity's claim is that they are products of scientific malpractice. If the study targets people who don't do any supplementary mental work daily, then of course there will be an improvement shown. They were doing something that they didn't do before. The result also may show that they are improving at the games themselves rather than improving their mental states. The final and possibly the most significant problem with these studies is that they were not created to filter out the placebo effect that is naturally present in a heavily survey-based study. Placebo effects are powerful enough to constitute a 10-point increase in an IQ test cited by this study. Lumosity's attempt at filtering a placebo was not enough. Crossword puzzles are not at all similar to Lumosity's games, and thus cannot even accurately serve as a control group, let alone a check for the placebo effect. The conclusion of many of these studies is in fact that there is more research needed. The speculative nature of these studies is enough to show that these results cannot be concrete and therefore cannot be made into a claim. In our video, we discussed cognitive gaming, specifically Lumosity. We looked at the background of the company, and then we looked at the previous claims and the fine that the company had to pay because of them, and the current claim. We looked at studies that supported and went against the claim, and we concluded that the claim was supported by scientific malpractice.
No matter why you want a better brain, Lumosity.com can help. It's like a personal trainer for your brain, improving your performance with the science of neuroplasticity, but in a way that just feels like games. Start training with Lumosity.com right now and discover what your brain can do.